Oh boy, I had a guy drop this thing off last night. This is my first time actually looking at it. It's the Forrester. At first I was like, I don't think it's turbo. Somebody probably put the hood on. Oh my. She's turbo. So yeah, I haven't even tried starting it yet. Supposedly, it's got the knock. Haven't tried it yet. Well, let's see what we're working with. The thing with these turbo ones, it brings the cost of anything you gotta do way up. So we're gonna have to see what we're working with. I didn't even know where the keys were. Like, I was sleeping. I drug it into the garage. Automatic. It's kind of a bummer. You figure for turbocharge. I'm gonna shut off the heat making device. It's cold out. 33 degrees in the garage. It's like 20 degrees outside. Let's see what this thing does or doesn't do, or if it has oil in it. Smoking like a sieve. Hold on. It doesn't sound like it has rod knock. But, man, I don't have you guys on the tripod yet, but I want to see what this oil looks like. If there's any oil in it. We are bone dry on that. So that's not good. Like I said, the first thing I wanted to do was just see what it was going to do. It always worries me when I see stuff like aftermarket intakes and stuff. It's like, these things, notorious for... Oh, what is that on the piston? The ringland failures. So is this thing just an oil burner? Let's start by adding some oil in it. Let's get it up to temp and see what kind of weird noises it's going to make. So that's where we're going to start. All right. We're going to start with adding a quart. And everything's so cold today. The oil is just, oh man, molasses. I don't want to pour too heavy. Got a quart out of it. Got 1 quart in there. have a look, see if there's anything on the dipstick now. One quart later, there's still nothing. At least one quart low. Let's go for another. Only half a quart. Like I said, everything is, it's just so cold. I just got home. I didn't hear rod knock right off the bat, so might have a chance. There's 2 quarts now added to it. Still nothing. I might actually have to go out and get oil because I only got 1 quart left. You gotta keep in mind these engines only take 4.2 or something. I'll give her all she got. 3 quart. Girl. Like I said, this is the only oil I just have laying around that's clean. But we'll see what she writes. There's 3 quarts. We're still like half a quart low, but watch that be all I needed. It's just oil. Alright guys, I had to open up the garage door because we kind of smoked ourselves out. We got a hell of an oil leak somewhere. Like I said, 3.5 quarts we put in. Started letting it idle. We're getting a lot of smoke and then I rev it up. Way more smoke. On the plus side though, I'm not hearing any funny noises, so I'll show you. Show you on video. we got something going on, and we gotta find the source. So nothing's jumping out at me yet. I'm not seeing. Is it a blown up turbo? Possibility. Because like I said, it's just it's bad, whatever it is. But on the plus side, I don't hear any rod knocks. So I think he just ran it low enough on oil that you know, the cams, the valves might have started making funny noises. I'm not seeing any blow by when I open up the cap, and there's a little bit, but nothing that I'm super concerned about at this point. But we got to find out what is smoking. So I'll get back to you. I might remove the top mount intercooler, have a look there, jack it up. I'm seeing a little puddle of something, and it looks like it's by the exhaust on the downpipe right there, which is the downpipe. So did the turbo blow up? You know, I'm not seeing a lot of smoke coming out from the exhaust besides just condensation. Yeah, that might be oil. All right. We'll have to have a look-see. Might just need a turbo. Alright guys, we're going to begin. Like I said, we know the oil leak is happening somewhere over here, dripping down the exhaust. We'll start by removing the intercooler here. And we're going to remove the heat shield on the turbo so that we can actually get a full view of what's going on there. And then we're going to go from there. We definitely, like I said, we got to fix the oil leak. So we're using a 12 mil. I did the two sides. This bolt broke. This one didn't. There's just some vacuum lines up here. Don't worry about it too much. I'm not fretting about it. There's that one. I already worked that clamp off. I worked this vacuum line off of the BOB, log valve, right? What else we got? Well, we got inlet and I don't want to call it exhaust, but we're at. We gotta do him, probably him. 8mm. I gotta find my ratchet. We're gonna do him and him. So that one and this one off the turbo. This whole thing should just pop off as far as I know. Oh, there it is. A little 1/4-inch guy. Loosen him up. That's already loose. That's not good. Especially when you're putting 20 pounds of boost in it. Somebody's already been in here. Like this alternator, I can feel it loose, it's shattering from the belt. When the engine's running. So somebody's been in here and just did not do a good job putting everything back together, unfortunately. So, just there. That's the fun part, right? Let's see what we've got. light somewhere. So that's slipped off the intake. Got that one turbo inlet right there. And now we can pull up the cloth out. Hose. That's all it was. Got him off. Now you can see all the room we have. Start looking for our oil leak. So I'm gonna put him away, give a visual, and then bring you guys in on the action. Alright, so I got the heat shield off on the turb ski here. Nothing is screaming I'm pissing oil yet. So it's still internal. I don't know. We're gonna fire it up. We're gonna see if the think tool can bring the RPM up to, 2,500, 3,000 RPM. And we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna fire it up. Camera view? I think so. Wait for that. Idle speed control. Let's see if we can actually get this thing up high enough to where the smoke can't support that function on this particular model. That kind of sucks. The newer ones, I know we can. Alright, so it is what it is. It might be because the check engine light is on, because we have our MAF disconnected to actually make this thing run without the intercooler on. We're gonna wrap it up. Wrap it up and see if we can make this thing smoke. Where's the smoke? I'm seeing a big plume from the exhaust. So again, I think this turbo is no good, because that's all from the exhaust. And like I said before, we had that oil drip from over there. We have an exhaust leak over there. We have the oil drip from our downpipe. You can actually see it dripping. So I'm pretty sure this turbo is done. So I'm gonna open up the garage because holy hell. We're pretty smoked out. I'm gonna see if I can show you from the exhaust. Since it's coming out the exhaust, we know that it's something. It might not be turbo totally, but we'll increase the exhaust temperature. We clearly see the smoke, you know, because heat plus oil makes smoke, right? And oh, where's my flashlight? Oh, I got two right here. Full of oil from our turbo right there. I mean, it looks like it's all coming from down there. So again, this to me screams our turbo is no good. We'll get the exhaust temps back up again a little bit. So that should easily be a couple hundred degrees. Turbo sprayed out oil over there. But our big thing is down there. Like I said, that's just the downpipe. Got a big leak on the top of that one. Somebody didn't do that right. I'm gonna have to talk to the owner because those bolts don't look promising to come off. And then we got brand new exhaust going to the back of the car. And as you can see, nothing but smoke out the exhaust. So I'm pretty sure this turbo is blown. What's the next step? Well, the next step would be to remove the turbo, block off the lines, because you have coolant line, you have oil lines. We block those off. We try it again and see what's actually coming out from the up pipe. Is it pure garbage coming out of there? Because we already looked before. There's no vulvi. There's minimal crap coming out from your rockers. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go right for the turbo. I hope I'm right because it's kind of a pain in the ass. it looks like it's been replaced before because these bolts are clean, man. They are extremely clean. And so if it's been changed before, why did it fail so soon? Subarus have little oil screens for the feed line. They clog up. Is that what happened? Well, we'll see what happens when we pull the turbo and inspect. Do we have any kind of shaft play? Can't have any shaft play. Gotta think, that thing spins at like 100,000 RPM. So, gotta shut her down. Start on getting that downpipe off. Get the turbo out, and we'll see what happens once we get that turbo out. Some tells me that those oil seals are just gone. We're gonna have wetness in the exhaust from excessive oil. But we'll see. I might be wrong. I'm only human, but I have good educated guesses on what's going on here. So, we're gonna get started. You know, we gotta undo all the downpipe bolts there, and then we got 2 down below, and I think there's an O2 sensor down there. And then we got all the nitty-gritty hoses up here to undo. But that's the way it's looking. It's just burning right through. So I'm gonna pull the turbo and have a look at the turbo. So I don't know about you guys, but that turbo is cooked. Look at those fins. That is terrible. We're gonna pull it out all the way, but that is bad. That is terrible. There's good ones up top, and the bottom ones are just super elongated. Again, we're using our brand new endoscope here because you can't see in there. You can't see where I'm looking at, but you can on camera. And that thing is toasty. So just like the borescope proved out, we got metal on metal. We got movement that a turbo is not supposed to have. It's not supposed to do that. So this guy, little guy, she shot. Gotta get a new one. So we are back after a nice Christmas. It was a nice Christmas. The owner dropped off a brand new turbo. So there's a few things we gotta swap over. We gotta swap over our oil and coolant lines. Got to get these studs out, put them in. We'll make a video on that. But there's something I've been thinking about. That turbo doesn't seem like a 120,000 mile turbo. It looks like somebody already changed it, especially with how easy it came out. Too easy for a Pennsylvania car. And this thing's got a little bit of rust, not on the frame, but I've seen some on the subframe. It should have came out a lot harder than what it did. And I'm just taking it as a hunch. So, if I am correct, if this was like a new replacement turbo, why did it fail so quickly? And that brings us to this. I've been doing some research. And right there, that banjo bolt for this oil line, been reading that Subaru put a screen in there. So we're gonna see if there's a screen in there, and if it's plugged up, well, either way, we're removing it, we're ripping the screen out. That screen is so thin on the micron scale that the oil filter will not catch what that screen will catch. It's too tight of a tolerance. So what happens? Well, that screen gets plugged up. Let the oil filter do what it's supposed to do and get rid of the goddamn screens. You know? So, I'm gonna try and get you guys in here. Try and button you up. I'm gonna try and give you a good camera angle. So we're going right for over here. I hope, I can't see because I clamped down the phone, but we already have this one little bracket pretty much undone, hanging, chilling. This bolt went in on the engine side, so we're gonna leave that there. We'll take our 17 mil, try to get him out. I believe it's a 17. It felt pretty good. So here we go. So she cracked free. So I gotta call Subaru tomorrow. They have a whole copper O-ring set that I want to get because this was copper O-rings. I don't want to reuse anything original because they're pretty much a one-time use. Treat it like a brake line. Like a brake line. I'm gonna clean my hands real quick. I'll bring it over to the bench. There is a screen in here. One second. Let me get you over to the workbench. Level. One of these guys out of the way. Alright. Get some brake clean. So anyway, there is an oil screen in there. So we gotta get them out. We don't want that. Bullshit. So, try and get in there. Without stabbing myself, I hope I'm in focus because I'm watching my work, not the camera. There we go. Flung right out. Trying to see where I can see in the camera. So I mean, just looking down it like this, looking down the barrel of a gun, it's pretty dark in there. And like I said, that is so that's such a fine filter that this guy clogs up. And they're pretty useless. Cause more harm than good. And I don't know if you could see that. Probably not. I'll try and get, hold on, let me get a flashlight. Yep, right here. I gotta try and, it's definitely gunked up. Definitely got gunk in there. It's probably such little deposits that I'm not even going to get it on the pick, but I'm definitely seeing gunk on it. And I just stabbed myself. So yeah, this thing, it's definitely a good precaution. So now you're wide open. Big beautiful hole. And these are the copper O-rings that I'm talking about. Subaru sells like a 10-pack. There's a part number for it. I will give you the part number once I find it. But we definitely want to use all new copper crush gaskets. Treat it like brakes. Turbo is just as critical. So, just food for thought. I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I'm gonna rearrange the camera for the turbo. We're probably gonna just be putting the parts on the towels tonight, so we get O-rings and this and that to be able to put it all back together. So, all right, guys. So, got the water lines installed. I'm gonna explain why I put grease on the oil outlet tube in a second. And we got our studs in. If you notice, these are the new ones that came with the kit. And I got one old one, and that's only because the new hardware that I could obtain, there wasn't enough to do all three. There was only two. So I used one of the originals. But I'm sure I'll be the next one taking this apart in the future. So not a big deal there. Some of the gaskets I got. Take a screenshot if you want. It's go over to the engine area. So I got that all cleaned up down there. There's our oil drain tube for the turbo. And there's grease in there too. This line's pretty stiff because it's, you know, pretty old. So I'm hoping, since the old turbo just popped out of there, the new one's gonna slide in there. If not, I have to work on trying to remove this bracket, which ain't just a matter of removing that bolt. There's another bolt somewhere hidden. So that, if it just slides on, awesome. If not, well, we'll tackle that bridge when we get there. So I'm gonna lay the new gasket on and set the camera up, and we'll see how pretty this new turbo sits in here. Still waiting on They gave me only 1 out of 2 copper gaskets for our banjo bolt. The lower one, you can see some grease on that right hand side. And that's kind of a trick. You put some grease on there, it's gonna stick. And then it's not gonna keep falling down onto the subframe, and then you gotta go under the car and get it out and try it again, put some grease on it. Get it done the first time, folks. Don't be me. So that's really all I got to say about this current situation here. Alright, got the exhaust, well, the up pipe gasket installed. I'm gonna see if we can finagle the new curb ski in. See what happens here. Let's see. I'm gonna remove the red cap. Nothing else in there. Let's see how nice this plays. Alright, so we're just pushing against the intake suction tube there. Let's see if we can wrestle it. And we are way off on the back. Again, it's this intake tube that's going to fight us. Not much wiggle room with that guy. Maybe. Why is that? Oh, I'm sure. Well, that should be more. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Slide that in. Oh. Oh man. Camera got all wonky on me. Tried taking me out. Get readjusted in there. So I slipped it into the intake tube, which it's not 100% yet. Probably on the lip on the bottom. I think this is going to be our best bet to get this thing in here. Oh yeah, I'm not. Shit on. No, we are. She just got to go in. Easier said than done. What's holding us up now? Okay. So we're almost lined up with him and him. Just gotta rotate it. close. It's so far away. What about the back guy? Is that the right one? Why is that back guy so far away? Back guy is nowhere near what the fronts are. What is going on here? What is going on? Oh, no, never mind. The anti-seize threw me off. It's a little bit of a reflection. Now I'm sure we're on that oil tube now, which I see, and we are not happy down there. How do we get to him? There's nowhere I could put the camera angle to show you guys. We're like a 1/4 inch off on that. Little screwdriver maybe. Try that. Finagle. Because like I said, my goal is to get that to slip in there one way or another. So, screwdriver seems to be a little too long. I'll go from this side. Come around to the other side. Yeah, I can see from here. All right. So I should be able to get it from the passenger side. Driver's side, sorry. A nice view of tube. Remember, like I said, that tube is pretty hard. It's not really soft or malleable anymore. So if we can get it around the drain pipe, that's, hardened steel. Okay. I don't want to lift the turbo all the way back out. Just want enough wiggle room to be able to try and get that pipe to play nice. Because when I pulled this out, I didn't even bother undoing the clamp. So it still looks folded over, folks. So I'm gonna play with that. I'm not gonna keep videoing me struggling, but it's gonna slide down. And then we're gonna throw the bolts on, the downpipe, some vacuum lines. There was like 2, that guy, this guy, and there was one other one that's floating around here somewhere. We'll get that on video. I want to get some new vacuum line because this stuff is brittle and it breaks. It broke on me. But that's pretty much new turbo in its right spot. So we just got to get that oil line and get the other lines on. All right, guys. Again, really wasn't that bad of a struggle. There's the clamp. You can see the clamp there, right? But you can't see anything else. I don't have my flashlight on me. That's where, again, the bore scope comes in handy. And you can see we are, oh, man, we're on there because there's the, come on. It's kind of hard working two cameras at once. The clamp is right there, right? Clamp is right there. And the hose is to the end of the tube where it's supposed to be. So it being that stiff worked out in our favor of not having to remove all the other crap. And now I lost it. But now we know we're kosher. It's not gonna, well, it shouldn't leak. You know, just being that stiff. So there we are, brand new turbo in its resting place. So next up is the simple stuff, the downpipe, the mounting bolts for the turbo itself. If I find anything interesting or weird that I need to get creative with, I'll make a video of it, but I believe at this point it's going to be pretty straightforward. So just a little tech tip here. If you're like me, fighting trying to get this damn downpipe back on, see, now I got a couple threads. I fought with it and fought with it. I got the top one right there. Got the top one with a bolt in it, and I also put just a temporary little bolt right there on the up pipe on the turbo. But for the life of me, I could not get the bottom. So what I did was I put a jack right there on the up pipe. I'm like, it's either gonna work or it's not. And let me see if I can jack it some more. I'm not gonna jack it anymore, but you get the idea. It worked. It got everything, got a few threads started for me. So now we can, well, we gotta put him on, remove him, put the bracket. Remember, there's a bracket. We gotta put the bracket back on, and that'll be that. So that was something I was fighting with it. It's not really in all data from what I see in the installation stuff. Tightening, torque, coolant hose, and that's really it. And then it goes back to removal. So there was nothing really about brackets in here. It just says, so that's got to be part of the downpipe assembly. That's the only thing I don't like about all data. You got to be very specific of what you're doing, or else it doesn't tell you how to do it. But anyway, just a tech tip. I was struggling. Tried a jack after, pry bars, hammers. Nothing was working. The jack worked, so we're gonna keep going on. Hey guys, so, well, me sitting. Obviously the car is not here. Unfortunately, my phone broke and the show had to go on. So after getting the new turbo on, buttoning up the exhaust, pretty good shape. Test drive went good. He was happy. I was giggling. He kind of scared me on a couple turns. It's the way a turbo Subaru should be. So he took it. I said, you got to drive it and see what other surprises there are, because after I got done with the turbo, there was an annoying alternator rattle, and I noticed the alternator was loose. So I said, hey, for no charge, the bolt's right there, right on top of the engine. I'm like, we'll tighten it up. And, well, unfortunately, when I tightened it up, and went to go start it, the pulley was locked up. So within 2.3 seconds, the belt that was brand new from previous owner broke because it was just, the crankshaft was spinning and it just went right through it. So I know for a fact that previous owner had that issue, and when they loosened up the alternator to, bring it down or to replace it or whatever they were going to do, they noticed the pulley span spun free. And once he tightened it up to where it didn't rattle, it was locked up tighter than tight. So I told him, hey, drive the damn thing, see what other surprises you have. He has to change one headlight bulb. And, I told him that the front subframe is kind of questionable. So if I'm questioning it, it's still pretty solid. I've seen worse. But that generally means a shop is going to fail it for inspection. But I told him, get an inspection, see what they're going to say, and we'll take it from there in about a month, because I got a boatload of overtime coming up at work, and I'm just going to be busy for this month of January. But I do have a Kia, I want to say it's a Rio. I'll double check tomorrow. I believe it's supposed to be coming here tomorrow. Owner wants a transmission put into it. I guess the one in there now is slipping. You got a new, used, known good unit. So we're going to try and bang that out tomorrow. And the blue Subaru that, we did the valves and stuff, the owner's still very happy. The only thing is, it's got an evap code and a 420 code for the catalyst. So we gotta see what they're about, see if we can remedy those two. And also the red Subaru that, I did many months ago, gave it back in September, and now we're in July. They have a lean condition code. Again, haven't seen it, haven't looked at it. The only thing between beginning of September and now is the temperature. So that should be an interesting one. So we got we got 3 cars to look at. And they're all different this time around. So it is what it is. It should be fun. Like I said, my main job is going to keep me real busy. So it might be a while till an actual video comes out. And I already told all these people, like, listen, I'll get to it, but you got to give me some time. The Kia tomorrow, I'm going to try and bang out in one day. It's tiny little engine, so tiny little transmission. See how it goes. When it gets here, I'll be able to know exactly what all data manual I gotta find and print out, and we'll do it by the book. So until next time, like I said, I apologize. I wish I had the other videos of the test drive and stuff. It was a blast, but hey, it is what it is. Clumsy me, broke my phone. It is what it is. So, till next time.